Hey, welcome everybody to Purple Mortgage Guys and another Purple Friday. I'm Brent Vandergreen here with my co-host Tanner Weber. Just a couple of mortgage guys that love to talk Vikings football. So Tanner, we're going to jump right into it. Any thoughts after that Eagles game and then kind of the lead up going into this game?
Yeah, divisional games always incredibly important. Everybody knows that. This is not the same Lions team that we have faced in the past. They play hard and they show up every week for their coach, Dan Campbell. I don't know if you ever had a chance to watch Hard Knocks at all.
A little bit.
They just have it's just a lot different feel in the locker room, I guess, from different years of past. They're just always kind of been a joke, I feel like, for the longest time. And that's not even saying that they're going to be a playoff team this year, but I think they're going to show up every week. They're going to play hard, and they're going to give every team that they play a run for their money. And we've seen that through 2 weeks already. This is a divisional game, incredibly important. And if the Vikings come out flat like they did last week, they are going to find themselves in a hole very quickly because this offense is explosive. They do have a lot of weapons, and let's just hope that's not the case.
Not your dad's Detroit Lions anymore, right? They're a different team. If you guys remember, we almost lost both of them to the Lions last year. We lost on that heartbreaker in Detroit where we weren't playing any defense. Nope. And then we also we needed a Greg Joseph, I don't know how many yards it was, 40-plus yard field goal to win it at the buzzer last year at home. So I feel like the Lions are a lot better team, like Tanner said. This is definitely not just a game you chalk up to a W and move on. So I think my takeaway from the last few days was I don't know that we gave on the podcast anyway. I don't know that we gave enough credit to the Eagles as a team. We talked a lot about what we didn't do, but they're a very, very good team. Probably going to have a very strong record, and hopefully we get another shot at them in the playoffs. But yeah, Detroit's going to be solid. They put up a ton of points in their first two games. We are actually favored, I believe, currently by 5.5. As the home team. Lions, they lost week one to the Eagles, that same Eagles team that we struggled with. They lost 35-38. I believe it was put away early, but then Detroit made a game of it late. And then they actually did beat Washington last week, 36-27. So Lions are averaging 35.5 points through the first two games. We are struggling, I think, like 15.5 after the clunker Monday night. So yeah, it's going to be a good test, and excited to see how they bounce back. So what else you got for us, Tanner?
I just kind of want to, I guess, dive into their roster a little bit. They have a lot of talent that's not necessarily, I guess, gets a lot of credit. It's not like they have any insane Pro Bowlers. Actually, I don't think they were one of 2 or 3 teams that didn't have a single player on the NFL's top 100 list last year. But they have talent on their team. They probably, in my opinion, I guess, have actually one of the best offensive lines in the league. They are down, I believe, their right guard. I'm not even going to try to say his name, but Hala Paulo Vaitai. Okay. He's on IR, but outside him, they still have a lot of talent. Taylor Decker, Frank Ragnow was hurt last year. He's back, and then obviously their right tackle Penei Sewell was a top 10 pick last year. So. Amon-Ra St. Brown through 2 weeks looks like one of the top receivers in the league. For those of you that follow Paul Allen on Twitter, the voice of the Vikings, he actually thinks he's a top 10 receiver. Actually, maybe he said top 5. I don't know if anybody had a chance to catch that on Twitter last week, but he's definitely showing it. Jared Goff's playing pretty well for the most part. And obviously DeAndre Swift is a force to be reckoned with as well. So.
Yeah, Goff threw for 4 touchdowns last week. St. Brown is just destroying some defenses early on here. So, yeah, if we play that same shell coverage and give him a 10-yard route each time, we could struggle against him for sure. Swift probably scares me a little bit. Stopping the run, I just feel like they're going to put up a ton of points, and we have to have that same. Probably offensive firepower that we did in the first half against Green Bay. We have to have that for a full 4 quarters. And yeah, the offense is still coming together. It's a new system, new coach, all of that, but we're going to need to score some points, I think, on Sunday. So We're going to jump into our segment, week 2 of this. Tanner puts together some weekly stats or things that you can use to impress your friends on Vikings related statistics. Tanner's Tidbits is what we call it. Tanner, I'm excited to hear what you got for us this week. So what do you got, sir?
I got the most interesting statistic first. I found this scrolling on Twitter today. Hope the source is relevant, but since the NFL merger, the Vikings actually have the 3rd best winning percentage in the NFL in week 3 games. I didn't get the other 2 teams that were above them, but I thought that was pretty cool. Made me feel a lot more confident going into Sunday than I did this morning.
You were digging deep on that one, man.
I try. Kirk Cousins, historically, also for those of you that don't know, I believe the Lions were Kirk Cousins' favorite team growing up.
From Holland, Michigan, so that makes a lot of sense.
He's from Michigan, so a big Lions fan. For those of you that don't know, he has actually played some of his best games against the Lions. A career record of 7-2. He is 4-0 at home, has not lost yet. Averaging 280 yards a game, 19 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions, and a QB rating of 119, which is.
You know why he does so well against the Lions?
Borderline elite.
Those games are usually noon on Sundays, never in prime.
This one is. Jared Goff has played well in his times against the Vikings, but just a 2-2 record. 0-2 in Minnesota. He is winless in Minnesota, which is good to see. He is throwing almost 300 yards per game, 297, 8 touchdowns as opposed to just 2 interceptions, and a QB rating of 99.7.
Wow. Okay.
I think a lot of us are still waiting for Dalvin Cook to kind of have that breakout game. I'm hoping that they can find a way to establish him this week. He needs 74 yards to eclipse 5,000 career rushing yards. Adam Thielen still looking for his first score of the year as well. 1 touchdown away from 50 for his career.
Okay.
Adam Thielen also on track to set some Vikings history this week. Just needs 7 catches to pass Anthony Carter for 4th most in team history. Only Chris Carter, Randy Moss, and Steve Jordan have more. Vikings are 79-40-2 against the Lions all time, including a home record of 43-16-1, which is great. They have not lost at home against the Lions since 2017. So it's been a minute. I hope that Trek can continue to keep pace. That's what I got this week.
Those are your Tanner's Tidbits. Awesome. So appreciate it. We're going to jump right in. We like to do some quick predictions. We call them our bold predictions for the game this weekend. We're each going to have one bold prediction, and then we're also going to predict the final score. And let's see, Tanner, we've been hit and miss on these bold predictions. I think collectively you and I are maybe like 1 for 4, maybe close to 500. So we'll see if we can get back on track this week against the Lions. What do you got?
I got a salty one this week. I wanted to hear yours first, but my bold prediction this week, a pretty high scoring Lions offense the first 2 weeks of the year. I'm going to say the Vikings defense is going to fire back this week, make the adjustments, find a way to pressure Goff, and they're going to hold the Lions to less than 2 touchdowns this week.
They're going to hold the Lions to less than 2 touchdowns.
Less than 2 touchdowns.
I think you're crazy, but I will be ecstatic if you are right. So
that's why they're called bold.
That's why they're called just like that Jalen Reagor touchdown we saw last week that you predicted. That's awesome.
You got a touch. That's all I care about.
I'm going to go the exact opposite. So one of us is going to be right, or we're both going to be wrong, I guess, but we can't both be right on this. I'm going to say that both teams will score at least 30 points. And both teams. So we're going to have a combined score somewhere in the 60s. Now, you know what? I think we're going to win 42 to 30. It'll be a lot of points.
That is a lot of points. Who's going to have the hot hand this week? Is it going to be JJ again?
I think we're going to see a breakout from the entire offense. I think that was a wake-up call. I think JJ's going to have a good game. I think Thielen's going to get involved, and I think they're going to get Delvin involved, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be that never too high, never too low. We're going to be back up against the ceiling, and we're going to forget about that Philly game. So
cool. Let's see it.
I would love it. What do you got for final score?
Final score for me this week. I'm going to go fairly low scoring. Vikings 21, Lions 13.
We are seeing a totally different game, aren't we?
Yeah, you're in the 40s.
You know what's going to happen. It's going to be right in the middle there somewhere. But all right, there you have it on the predictions, Tanner. One other thing we normally do is we talk about what are we going to be complaining about on Monday back at the office here that the Vikings did not do on Sunday. If things don't go well and we come out again short like we did in Philly Monday night, if we come up short against the Lions on Sunday, what are we going to be complaining about Monday?
Yeah, this is a dangerous tidbit because there could be multiple things after our game against the Eagles. But I guess the one thing I don't want to see again is that conservative off coverage play on the defense. That zone off man coverage last week was horse crap. If they do that again this week, there's got to be some change made defensively. Like I don't know what needs to happen, but we don't have the fastest corners in the world. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a pretty shifty guy, so if they're going to slow him down, Cam Dantzler and Pat P are going to have to play up this week and get physical with him.
So we didn't even talk about this one, so I had no idea what you're going to say on that, and I'm going to actually totally agree with you on that. And I'm thinking it's going to be around the secondary and our inability to hold them under 30, I guess would be my prediction there too. But I think it's going to be the defense, the secondary, and just playing too soft and giving up too many points, and probably too many third and long type conversions that just drive us absolutely nuts. So that's how we see it, guys. I don't know if you have any closing thoughts on the game, Tanner, that you want to add.
No, I feel good going into this game. I don't know. I always, for some reason, feel good playing against the Lions. I think they'll bounce back this week. Got the home crowd on our side, and hopefully get another divisional W and be 2-0 in the division.
Awesome. Well, there you have it, guys. We both see a W. We're hoping for a turnaround. We'll see what unfolds Sunday at noon, and we will be back with you guys again on Monday to recap. So have a great weekend, everybody. So one more thing for anyone that wants to enter our contest, we're giving away, Tanner, 2 Jets tickets for the Vikings on December 4th. So if you'd like to enter the contest, all you have to do is subscribe to our YouTube channel, predict the score for Sunday's game. You have to get it exactly right to be entered into the drawing. If you get it right, we'll put your name in the drawing, you and whoever else gets these games right between now and the Patriots game. And we'll draw on one of our episodes for 2 free tickets to that Jets game on December 4th. So share this with your friends, have them guess the score as well, and good luck to everybody.